Today we're going to be installing wheels and tires on the Land Cruiser, and it's very challenging to hide my excitement as I make this video because this is something that I've been wanting to do for an extremely long time. Ever since I bought the truck, I've wanted to put wheels and tires on it, but I haven't been able to do it because, as you guys know, we had to pull the engine out, rebuild it, install crawler gears, fix the transmission, do a bunch of other things before we could even get to this point. So now that we're finally here, it feels awesome to be able to do the fun mods. So the wheels are an Icon Rebound Pro in a 17 by 8.5. They are a zero offset wheel, and they have a locking technology very similar to bead locks, but they're called interlocks. What an interlock does is it goes through the lip of the wheel. There's a stud, and it sits behind the bead surface, and it prevents it from coming off the backside of that inner wheel bead mounting surface. So it's kind of a cool way to have a bead lock without necessarily running a bead lock. As far as the tires go, we're going to be running a Milestar Patagonia MT02 in a 38. Now, I had a lot of mental debate between 37, 38, and 40, and ultimately I decided on the 38 as the best tire for my needs. Now, I know that a 38-inch tire is going to require me to trim the body, add bump stop, and do a bunch of other stuff to make the 38s properly fit. We're gonna take care of all of that to make sure these tires fit on the truck. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to head off to the tire shop, get the tires mounted on the wheels, bring it all back home, put the wheels in the Land Cruiser, and see how they fit and what we are gonna have to inevitably cut. All right, just got the tires on. As you guys can see, these things are massive. Do you guys see how big these freaking tires are? In case you were wondering what the carrying capacity of the cargo area of an 80 series Land Cruiser is, it's about 4 38-inch tires took up the entire rear cargo area of the Land Cruiser. These things were a little bit challenging to get on at the tire shop. I had to take my torque wrench there and my impact there because you have to tighten all 16 or however many of those interlocks there are on each wheel after the bead is set, and then you have to torque them to 20 foot-pounds. And most tire shops don't have torque wrenches that go to 20 foot-pounds, let alone torque anything under freaking 300 foot-pounds. They're just in there with those wrenches just zapping away. So I made sure they would let me install the interlocks myself. So we got those on there. They're aired up, they're balanced, and they're ready to go. Just got to head back home and put these things on the cruiser. Cannot wait. You guys ready to see how big these things are? Oh. Look at the size of these tires. All right, let's get these tires off and see if they fit. Center catch. Come on, dude. How good does that look? Man. The 38 was definitely the right choice. They perfectly fill out the wheel wells. I can tell you right now, just looking at it, fender flares are gonna have to get gutted on the inside or completely removed. Steering might be an issue. Back here, I think when we stuff it, we're probably gonna contact everything, but that remains to be seen. We still have to get the other two tires on and then go flex test it to see where we hit, but Man, the 38s. Can't think of a better looking tire on this truck. I am so glad I went with those wheels and those tires. Look at that thing, man. Jeez. It went from like a station wagon that picked up your kids from soccer practice to just the most badass looking four-wheel drive ever. Look at that. All right, let's get the other two tires done and then see if we can even turn. These 38s look right at home to me on the Land Cruiser, and surprisingly they fit really well, and for the most part they do fit. There are some issues with the offset where I'm probably going to have to run a small 1.5 inch spacer front and rear, because under full lock the front tires are contacting the radius arms, and when the suspension is somewhat flexed, the rear tires are hitting the frame. So without fixing these issues first, it's hard to gauge what other clearancing has to be done. So once that's fixed, we'll cycle the suspension and see where the tires are hitting, what we need to cut, and if we need to extend the bump stops, which I'm pretty sure we need to do that anyway as part of the lift. But that's gonna wrap it up for this one. I feel like the Cruiser is finally starting to look like I've envisioned the entire time. I hope you guys enjoy this extremely amateur drone footage. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.